All right, we got some breaking news. I am taking this video from my house, but I wanted to bring this to you now. Now, if you're like me, I live in DC and we don't get Jimmy Kimmel right now because Sinclair Station Company has decided that we're not allowed to see it. So I wanted to bring you the clips. Now, I am not sure if these clips are going to get copyright struck. And if they are, then this video will no longer exist after that happens. But in the meantime, if you see this early or if it gets to stay, then we'll watch them. Now, there are a lot of good clips. I can't show you all of them because we would be here for a long time. But here are my favorite from the night. Kimmel started the night with a Tylenol joke.
I'm not sure who had a weirder 48 hours, me or the CEO of Tylenol.
He also, I love this. He talked about why this moment is important.
This show is not important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And he also made this joke. You will love this if you canceled your Disney Plus and / or Hulu subscription.
A lot of people have been asking me if there are conditions for my return to the air, and there is one. Disney has asked me to read the following statement, and I agreed to do it. Here we go. To reactivate your Disney Plus and Hulu account, open the Disney Plus app on your smart TV or TV-connected device. I've been,
It's so funny. He also said this about Brendan Carr.
10 years ago, this sounded crazy. Brendan Carr, the chairman of the FCC, telling an American company, we can do this the easy way or the hard way, and that these companies can find ways to change conduct and take action on Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead. In addition to being a direct violation of the First Amendment, is not a particularly intelligent threat to make in public. Ted Cruz said he sounded like a mafioso. Although, I don't know, if you want to hear a mob boss make a threat like that, you have to hide a microphone in a deli and park outside in a van with a tape recorder all night long. This genius said it on a podcast. Brendan Carr is the most embarrassing Carr Republicans have embraced since this one. And that's saying something.
He also said, I mean, I thought when I saw this clip, I realized that we're living through history. We're living through history. I think when you slow down what's happening in this country, you do realize that what's happening here is not normal. And I think I think part of the job of what we do here on this channel is to not normalize it, but I think it's impossible to not get used to the rising temperatures of what's happening in this country. And I think the way that he put it here, it kind of reminded me, it snapped me back into reality about what is happening in this country.
He's gunning for our journalists, too. He's suing them. He's bullying them. Over the weekend, his foxy friend Pete Hegseth announced a new policy that requires journalists with Pentagon press credentials to sign a pledge promising not to report information that hasn't been explicitly authorized for release. That includes unclassified information. They want to pick and choose what the news is. I know that's not as interesting as muzzling a comedian, but it's so important to have a free press, and it is nuts that we aren't paying more attention to it. Walter Cronkite must be spinning in his grave right now. He's dead, right? Yeah. Look, I never imagined.
It's such a good point. I mean, it is crazy that they are trying to decide what can or cannot be talked about by the press or what a comedian jokes about. Now, I want to show this moment here. I'm not sure if other liberal channels would bring you this, but I think it's important to show. It's a human moment where he apologizes for what happened, what he said, and I think this is a powerful moment.
If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human, and that is you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. That was really the opposite of the point I was trying to make, but I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way. I have many friends and family members on the other side who I love and remain close to, even though we don't agree on politics at all. I don't think the murderer who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person who believed violence was a solution, and it isn't. Ever. And also, selfishly, I am a person who gets a lot of threats. I get many ugly and scary threats against my life, my wife, my kids, my coworkers because of what I choose to say. And I know those threats don't come from the kind of people on the right who I know and love. So that's what I wanted to say on that subject. But I don't want to make this about me because, and I know this is what people say when they make things about them, but I really don't. This show is not.
All right, let's just watch one more before we get to. This is really good. I think we all can agree. First off, I love that he's being emotional as someone who has shared many emotions on this channel. I love that, and I do think that I just kind of wish the president of the United States could have talked like this. That we all have more in common than we have that's different. Just because we have political differences doesn't mean we're not more in common than we are different. All right, and then this clip this is great.
On the air, we're suddenly not being broadcast in 20% of the country, which is not a situation we relish. So we reached out to the chairman of the FCC, Brendan Carr, and he has, to his credit, agreed to join us from his office in Washington. And here he is now. Thank you, Chairman Carr, for being with us tonight.
You tell Whoopi over there she better show a little respect, or the only view she's getting is from under George Washington. The bridge, not the guy.
Excuse me, sir? Yeah, hi.
Well, what is this? You sneak up on me? You don't sneak up on a person. It's not nice.
I'm sorry. On the air, we're suddenly not.
So, I mean, I think it's one of those things where Donald Trump was the stupidest person alive because he made this infinitely worse by putting attention on Jimmy Kimmel. And I think he's kind of emboldened him, to be completely honest. And Donald Trump actually tweeted about this moments before Jimmy Kimmel was supposed to go on. And he said, "I can't believe fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Not true. And now he's threatening to sue ABC that because he's saying that it's an arm of the DNC and that would be illegal and that he made money from ABC before. Sounds like he can make more." Well, I love that he kind of just blew up the entire right-wing defense that this was anything other than a complete threat from the White House, from the FCC, from Donald Trump. They all try to pretend like this was ABC being upset about ratings when we all know now, because the president admitted it, that they're pressuring a private company to enact speech that the White House approves of. And we're showing that we're going to fight back against it. And I'm glad Jimmy is. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.